Tzu Chi hosts rice distributions in Port-au-Prince to help 8,000 impoverished families. A Taiwanese seamstress gives second-hand fabrics a new lease on life by turning them into useful items. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi Foundation recently held rice distributions in 2 different places in the capital of Haiti, Port-au-Prince. A total of 160 metric tons of rice has been given out, with 8,000 impoverished families receiving help. Father Tzu Chi participated in the event as a Tzu Chi volunteer for the first time. Knowing that a massive earthquake struck while in Taiwan, he led the participants to pray for the quake survivors and encourage people to donate money to help Taiwan. Although the residents in Haiti live in poverty themselves, they still carry out the acts of giving before they receive the rice from Tzu Chi. Knowing that a massive earthquake struck Hualien, Father Tzu Chi leads the participants to pray for the quake survivors, hoping to send blessings back to Taiwan.
The people are very happy to receive from Taiwan and from Master Chen Yen rice again. The compassion of Master is very large, like a sea.
Rice in Haiti is as precious as gold. For local residents, the rice carried on their heads is a happy burden as well as something to maintain their life.
I only have one hand, so I cannot find a job. Only if Tzu Chi gives me rice can my family have rice to eat.
Being able to receive the rice, I feel very happy. I have to raise 7 children. This is my 6th time to receive the rice, and the rice can sustain my family for a month. Thanks for your help, and thank you, Taiwan.
Tzu Chi's first rice distribution of the year in Haiti has given out 160 metric tons of rice, helping up to 8,000 impoverished families.
These days, 3 supermarkets in Port-au-Prince caught on fire and they were burned down. Thankfully, you came here to distribute rice so the residents won't go hungry. I hope you can come very often to help Haitians. Thank you.
I really love to change, to help, to contribute in the change of my country. By myself, I couldn't do it, but together we can do it, and I'm very happy for that.
Through every aid distribution, volunteers see the needs of local residents. Besides giving of themselves, volunteers can also learn and share from this precious experience. In the Philippines, 7 months after the massive earthquake in Lease province, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to visit the disaster areas, and they found as many affected residents in Lake Danao are still living in the crude tent. Since it's either too cold or too hot, many children have fallen ill. Meanwhile, after Tzu Chi volunteers built DaAi village in Kananga, local residents can finally get their life back on track.
Disaster victims in Kananga municipality moved into the prefabricated house Tzu Chi built for them and are gradually returning to their normal life. After the massive earthquake struck their homeland hard last July, Richard was forced to stop his job for a long time, and now he is starting his small business to sell banana chips again.
I'm thankful to Tzu Chi for the prefabricated house, and I was able to go back to do our small business. Gradually, we're getting back on our feet and recovering step by step.
Their baby is asleep nice and sound in the house. Richard's wife feels very satisfied because the disaster is a blessing in disguise for the family.
It's nice to live in the house of Tzu Chi. We're very grateful. If the earthquake did not happen, we wouldn't have been able to have our own house.
As Tzu Chi volunteers continue to visit the disastrous area in Lake Danao, they saw many affected residents are still living in a rough temporary tent.
The children are always catching a cold and coughs that don't seem to go away.
Most local restaurants don't want to return to their homes, which were destroyed in the earthquake, because they are afraid.
Until today, about 7 months already, they still have no place, have their own home.
A thin canvas spreading on the cold ground filled with mud, their living environment made the volunteers worry about their health and basic life. They hope to help them go back to their feet as soon as possible.
A senior from Singapore used to live in a dirty and unsafe environment. Originally, he refused Tzu volunteers' help for cleaning, but after 3 years of interaction with TIMA members, he finally accepted their help. This medical team recently went to his home and spent 4 hours cleaning up the environments for him.
The volunteers are busy cleaning in and out because they want to give 75-year-old Grandpa Chen a very clean and safe home.
Whenever he walked, he'd wear plastic bags on his feet. I told him that it was dangerous because it was slippery and he'd fall. He told me that his home was too dirty and he didn't like the sticky feeling.
The volunteers had wanted to clean out Grandpa's home, but for the past 3 years, he always refused their help.
He said not to touch his things.
The grandpa finally agreed because he trusted them. After 3 years of companionship, the volunteers have become like his family, and they'll talk about anything.
In the beginning, he didn't talk much, but now things like the hydro energy bills or problems with his home, he will go to my clinic and tell me about them.
Let the doctor help you. Take it easy. This pipe must be put this way so the water can flow.
The tiny home has become clean again. Everything is set up according to the grandpa's needs. The volunteers also laid down a new set of blue bedding because the grandpa likes the blue color. Before the volunteers leave, they remind the grandpa what to watch out for. The volunteers feel better after the grandpa's home has become clean again.
Chi Shaos in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, went to visit the DaAi Recycling Technology Pavilion in Gangshan. In addition to learning about environmental protection, the children also help cut the grass so that they can do their share to protect Mother Earth. Here's more.
Seeing how the volunteers cut the blankets, these young Tzu Chi also do it. The students also learn how to fold the blankets into neat squares and how to present them to people. In addition to watching how plastic bottles are turned into blankets, these children also work outdoors for a mission. These city children pick up holes so they can be closer to the land.
Because we have such a large piece of land in Guanshan, so we can arrange classes that will allow the children to be closer to the land.
In the beginning, we didn't know each other, but it was through these games that we slowly became closer to each other.
These classes use the resources they have to allow the students to learn about environmental protection so they can understand it better.
Linda Forklift Truck Company in Xiamen, China has over 2,000 employees. The company's president and his wife lead some of their staff in doing recycling in this company. And because the president and his wife are Tzatzi volunteers, they want to share with everyone the benefits of recycling and vegetarian diet.
This is the compound of Linda Forklift Truck Company in Xiamen, China.
We volunteer to take part in the recycling group. We have a recycling spot in the parking area, the administrative building, and we do recycling at every recycling station.
The company's volunteers gather every week to do recycling.
If everyone can recycle like us, there will be less garbage, and for future generations, it will create a better living space.
The factory uses natural light to reduce energy and carbon footprint. It also recycles industrial garbage.
We divide them into metal, dangerous waste, wood, daily garbage, plastics, and paper. Our staff divide their garbage based on these types in their offices and then drop them here.
There are also recycling bins in offices, so it reduces the condition where every type is mixed together. The president of Linda Asian region set himself as an example for his staff.
I use an old box for copy paper as my garbage bin, so if I see the box is full, I'll take it to the fixed spot. This will reduce the workload of recycling at the end.
The company also uses reusable eating utensils for its staff in the dining hall. In July 2016, the company started to promote vegetarian meals.
How can we keep the staff in good health? The first thing we think of is vegetarian food. If they can eat more vegetarian meals, it's good for them.
As the company took steps to promote vegetarian meals, more and more staff also supported.
I first heard that eating vegetarian meals could save the earth on Ethical Eating Day in 2016. It could also reduce carbon emission. I should do some more for the kids, so I started eating vegetarian meals.
Over 200 employees eat vegetarian meals every lunch.
In the past, I had digestive problems, but after I started eating vegetarian meals, I don't have those problems anymore.
Technology is also helpful in this aspect. The staff create a map where vegetarian restaurants are in Xiamen and arrange recycling events and share them in the company's chat room.
As a Tzu Chi volunteer, I feel the staff are like my family and I love them very much, so I want to help them cleanse their minds, and it starts with doing recycling.
It began with difficulty, but our volunteers always come here every Wednesday, rain or shine, to do recycling with us, so we are able to reach this point slowly.
It began with every bit of effort in 2011. There's no mark of status here. Only the determination to do recycling is visible here.
In Taiwan, 68-year-old Chen Mai Jinfeng began working as a seamstress at a young age. She opened a high-end dress shop in Yancheng District, Kaohsiung, in her youth. She soon found herself buried in her work and suffering from exhaustion. This led her to seek retirement, as she now volunteers at the Tzatzi recycling station. After seeing the pile of second-hand fabrics, she began to make clothes and a number of beautiful bags, which are sold for charity purposes.
黄金布袋戏演出，塑胶袋千年不坏，奶奶拜托你，以后少用塑胶袋，多给地球一份爱。
I felt that we should reuse our materials and not just simply dump them into the garbage trucks. That was my idea.
Our clothes are made from recycled materials, such as bed sheets and quilts. We have recycled all these materials.
The set of clothes have been made from items recovered from the recycling stations. Most of these clothes are made from this material with the skill of Sister Mai, who is very skilled.
How does it feel on my body? It is actually quite cool and comfortable because of this cloth, and you actually can tell that it's made from bed sheets or other materials.
Before, when I was a seamstress, I thought that making these expensive dresses was so difficult, as I worked so hard and I had so many customers to tend to that I would faint. I saw a lot of fabric that could be reused and I would save them. While others could not use it, I could do it and put it to good use.
lease 表有被背吗？啊，没，啊，我被爱类似的。哦，爱类似你个，我可以哈，可以哈，啊好，你这种淡薄爱的啦。
I I was inspired and wanted to do something with this leftover scrap material, and I thought that I could accept things that other people did not want, and if I ever sold it, then I would donate the money to charity.
Sister Ma is quite skilled and detailed in her work, as we are really blessed as she takes leftover fabric from Yanzhen district and makes items that are quite good and actually very amazing. She can make nearly everything.
1、2、3、4、5，各来底，各来底，各里边也有，嘿，各里边也有。
It's pretty fast now because I'm so happy when I finish something. Master Zheng Yan says that completing something is like a blessing. I just wanted to finish the thing and it makes me really happy, which is something that you cannot buy. Miss Pan in Tainan makes dumplings to support her family because her husband has poor eyesight and cannot work. To help her, Tzatzi volunteers ordered the dumplings from her for Tzatzi's year-end reunion feast to promote her handmade dumplings.
The little girl uses all her might to move the relief goods, as she is helping out at preparing goods, and everyone in the other girl's family is also involved.
It's more blessed to give than to receive.
The father brought her 3 daughters to help packaging goods for a winter distribution in Tainan. The goods will be given out at the hot pot reunion. These 10 dishes are abundant for the year-end reunion feast.
I can make dumplings and take care of my husband, and we can get by with what we earn.
To support her husband with poor vision and their child, Miss Pan declined Tzuchi's financial assistance and started making dumplings to support her family. Then the volunteer ordered her dumplings so she can demonstrate her skill. After getting to know Tzuchi, her family has become more harmonious.
After I knew Tzu Chi, my temper doesn't flare up easily. Sister, thank you very much.
A gentle hug sends forth human warmth. She won't be lonely anymore because Tzu Chi volunteers are there for her.
A Tzatzi former care recipient in Malaysia faced financial difficulties in 2013 as he fell ill and was in debt. Fortunately, Tzatzi volunteers stepped in to help his family and provided monetary aid. Not wanting to rely on Tzatzi's assistance forever, he has found a job and is working very hard. He now wants to share his story with others, hoping to inspire more people.
Riding an electric bicycle to deliver natural gas to customers is the job of Salam Tapia, a former Tzatzi care recipient.
I got one more gas tank for a customer. He needs it now.
Year 2013 was the toughest time for him because he was ill and because of the financial crisis, he was in great debt. He could not pay the rent or the children's tuitions.
We couldn't pay the rent for 5 to 6 months.
If Tzu Chi didn't give scholarships to the kids, I really wouldn't have known how to live.
Tzu Chi Malacca chapter helped them, but he did not want to depend on Tzu Chi forever.
I'd been thinking about what I could do and how I should support myself and how to find customers. Right now I have 2,000 customers buying natural gas from me.
Salam Tapia sits on the stage and tells his story to other people.
We can't slack off in daily life. No matter what we do, we must persist with it. And when we've become successful, we must pay back.
In our next report, we meet an entrepreneur from Kaohsiung, Taiwan, who was very strict to his children. However, after he came in contact with Tzatzi volunteer, he learned to express his love and became more soft-spoken. He has made huge donations to Tzatzi, enabling 10 family members to join Tzatzi's honorary board. Let's take a look.
The children of entrepreneurs perform to express their gratitude for their families. Many families have come to Tzatzi's honorary board's New Year greeting.
The children have also come to participate. They are willing to participate in the team of Tzatzi's honorary board, spreading love to more corners.
Even successful entrepreneurs are just ordinary fathers when facing their children. 78-year-old Zheng Shenxiong, who has established steel and construction companies, was speechless and in tears when he saw Master Zheng Yan.
Upon seeing the master, before I could say anything, my tears simply dripped down for no apparent reasons.
He has been unable to express the love in his heart, and therefore is very strict to his children. After Tzatzi volunteer Pan Chi-li guided him, he became optimistic and more soft-spoken.
In Tzu Chi, I am in a better mood because I often feel joyful.
He actually has a soft heart. In fact, he really loves his family and children.
Zhen has donated a total of 10 million NT dollars to Tzu Chi, enabling 10 family members to join Tzu Chi's honorary board. He also participates in Tzu Chi activities with his family, so he can enjoy family warmth while doing good deeds.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Penghu, Taiwan held a special ceremony for Lunar New Year, as well as welcome 5 newly certified volunteers who signed up for the Tzu Chi volunteer training last year. To complete their 1-year training course, they had to fly back and forth between Taiwan and Penghu 20 round trips. Their strong determination has moved many people.
After celebrating the Lunar New Year, the major event for Tzu Chi volunteers is to welcome newly certified volunteers. 5 new members joined the Tzu Chi Penghu office this year. Tzu Chi has been recycling for over 10 years. After he retired from his position in the bank, becoming a Tzu Chi has been his wish.
The Master often reminds us to take up the Buddha's compassion and the Master's commitment as ours, so we must be the Master's helping hands. Whenever a place suffers from a disaster, we must go there and help.
Chen Yizhong works as a janitor in a hospital. He also does recycling at spare time. Finally, he completed his volunteer training.
After taking classes, I've become calmer and not so easily agitated. I've also learned to listen to other people.
He told me if he didn't go to the recycling station on the Lunar New Year, he'd feel weird, so he went. He goes there 665 days every year. He lets me see he is devoted to it. The Master once said that one should carry it out instead of just saying it.
They gather to perform a story to symbolize their willingness to volunteer. The senior volunteers show their spirit of guiding the younger ones. They vow to walk on the Bodhisattva path together.
Tzu Chi Guatemala Liaison Office gave out school supplies to impoverished students in 2 different cities of the country. On this day, all the students came happily to receive book bags, pens, and workbooks. We will leave you with these images. Goodbye.